I'm surrounded by fools and liars. But at least I can always rely on you.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie, and the first episode of The Musketeers started airing, and naturally it kind of takes the place in the schedule that Sherlock would normally occupy, so with Peter Capaldi playing a big role, I think the BBC is really hoping that, Doctor Who fans and Sherlock fans are going to really enjoy it, and it does look like a lot of fun. So what I'm going to be doing is reviews for each episode that I'll post on Sundays. There'll be 10 total, be sure to subscribe to get everything. I also asked a big question at the end of this video about, future videos for this, as well as another show I'm thinking about doing, so it would really help me if you guys answered that. In case you live in the US, this show is going to air on BBC America later this year, probably in the spring, either March or April, so be careful for spoilers in my review videos for this. So let's get started with top 5 moments, and then I'll do my review. Number 5, Red Wedding crossover. This is kind of a meta moment, but the Queen is played by Alexandra Dowling, who played Rosalind Frey in the Red Wedding episode of Game of Thrones. All I could think is that this is not going to end well. I know in canon her character is totally safe, but if David Bradley ever guest stars, everybody start to worry. On the show, her husband, Ryan Gage, is the king, but he also played Alfred during Desolation of Smaug. Both characters, royal douchebags. Number 4, Lady de Winter. Her part in the premiere was really small, but that's just because they had to introduce so many things. She's played by Mamie McCoy, and her performance was amazing, and kind of made me think of her as a cross between Cersei Lannister and Melisandre from Game of Thrones. After the Cardinal and the Musketeer, she's basically the biggest character on the show. If you haven't read the canon, then I won't spoil her character too much, but she does have a lot of history with one of the other characters on the show that's going to become a big issue later in the series. Number 3, all the changes to the canon. Normally most people complain when a show goes off canon, but I thought that Musketeers actually did a pretty good job. The episode deviates pretty early. The role of Rochefort was actually given to Godet. Since he was killed at the end of the episode, I'm actually hoping to see Rochefort in a future episode. I think of him as being like the Colonel Moran to the Cardinal's Moriarty. One big moment they did include from the canon was D'Artagnan trying to fight all 3 of the Musketeers at once, and the series will follow the Musketeers trying to uncover some of the Cardinal's plots, so some things will remain the same. However, their famous catchphrase, all for one and one for all, really won't become a thing till much later in the season. The showrunner said that they just really want the characters to earn it, so it's all about them becoming a unit over the course of Series 1. Number 2, Paris 1630, what an awful place. I'm talking about the world of the series. I'm a huge fan of period adventure dramas, and they go a long way towards making the environment feel very authentic. Most of my attention went to the more depressed locations, like the tavern where D'Artagnan meets Lady de Winter in Mendoza. Whenever that serving lady dumped the bowl of entrails in front of him, all I could think of was the Thénardiers Inn from Les Mis. Like everyone is living in extreme poverty, and this is just the icing on the cake. Interestingly enough, from a historical perspective, the events that are happening right now on the show take place about 200 years before the events that take place in Les Mis. And my number 1 moment, rule number 1, the Doctor always lies. You don't have to be a Doctor Who fan to enjoy Peter Capaldi playing a villain, but it makes it so much more fun to watch him using Doctor Who as context. I feel like the people of Tumblr have a real responsibility to make this mashup happen. Call me Cardinal Master Doctor Who. For anyone that's curious, the Musketeers actually finished filming before Capaldi was ever cast as the Doctor, so any references in his dialogue are just a coincidence, but that will not stop us from having some fun. On the show, Capaldi said that he has worked really hard not to make his Cardinal feel like a traditional villain. Like he says in the episodes, everything he does is in the best interest of France, so he actually will end up working with the Musketeers in a couple episodes. I haven't seen a lot of Capaldi's other work outside of Torchwood and The Hour, so I'm mostly excited to try and extrapolate the Cardinal into the Doctor, which is still about 8 or 9 months away. As a really important side note though, Capaldi is basically the villain of Series 1 as the Cardinal. They've already finished filming everything, but the producers have said that they fully expect him not to return for Series 2 just because of his Doctor Who commitments, but that doesn't mean that he couldn't come back in a cameo. Let me know what your favorite moment from the premiere was in the comments below. Do you have a favorite character already? And are you a big fan of the canon? Overall, I really liked it. All of the Musketeers were great, Luke Pasqualino was a great protagonist, and Mamie McCoy is going to be a lot of fun. If you're an anime fan or a fan of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, she's a good analog for Lust. One big aspect of the canon that they're really going to be turning up though is the shipping aspects. It's pretty clear that D'Artagnan and Bonacieux are going to be shipped really hard. It's not going to be like a Game of Thrones level of sexposition, but I've seen a lot of comparisons to that show with respect to the story structure. All of the Musketeers episodes, at least in this series, are going to be standalone adventures, so each week the plot will resolve itself. This week it was mostly about the plot to discredit Athos. Game of Thrones, on the other hand, is highly serialized, so the plot carries over from one episode to the next. I will say that I'm a little concerned about this just because, highly serialized shows tend to pay off bigger in the end. so it's kind of deflating to know that each week there's not going to be some giant mystery that won't resolve itself. It just doesn't leave a lot of room for anticipation, but I'm still really excited for the rest of the series. There's actually going to be a ton of celebrity guest stars. Jason Fleming is totally going to blow up the Louvre next week, and Vinnie Jones is coming to play one of Peter Capaldi's guards in a future episode. I'll be posting all my Musketeers videos on Sundays. Be sure to subscribe to get them. Eventually, it's going to be Musketeers and Walking Dead Sundays. Swords and zombies for the win. I'm actually really excited. Since I won't be doing special Q&A videos for Musketeers though, if you do have big questions about the plot or just about the series in general, just write them in the comments and I'll answer there. As a side note, I also have a big question. I'm thinking about doing videos for Black Sails. That's another big period piece that's coming. So let me know in the comments if that's something that you would be interested in. That would really help me out. Right now, click here for my review of Sherlock: His Last Vow, and click here for my spoilery breakdown of the Game of Thrones trailer. Do be careful because there are some spoilers. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tonight. High fives.